Goodness me, being linked with a move again away from Chelsea. What do we know at this moment?
Well, Aston Villa and Atletico Madrid, they both want to sign Conor Gallagher, and we would expect Tottenham to bid as well. They've had a long-standing interest in Conor Gallagher. Now, Chelsea, they would not want to sell him for anything less than £50 million. We saw Mason Mount depart the club last summer for a deal which could rise to around £55 to £60 million. And Chelsea regard Gallagher as a more rounded and a better player than Mason Mount. England, though, they don't want any distractions, as you can understand, at this point, heading into a Euros, during the Euros. And Gallagher's conduct, we understand, has been exemplary, and he's been incredibly professional throughout. He's not been agitating for a move. He's not been agitating for a long-term contract extension either. But it does feel like you almost feel sorry for Conor Gallagher at times. Every single transfer window, there's speculation around his future. He's got 1 year left to go on his contract. So for Chelsea, this will probably be the last big window they have to make some money when it comes to an academy graduate.
Yeah. Enzo Maresca, in normal times, you would think would get the chance to see him, assess him and decide whether he wants him or not as the man in charge of the team. But these unusual times, especially not at Chelsea. So is this purely down to a financial decision then?
Yeah, and under the new model that Chelsea are creating here, as a head coach, Maresca won't have a huge amount of say. It'll be down to the sporting directors, and the decision they make will largely be down to profit and sustainability rules. Now, we understand that pure profit is going to be absolutely massive for a club like Chelsea in this summer. We saw last year they made around £60 million on Conor Gallagher, on Mason Mount, from a pure profit point of view, because from profit and sustainability rules, if you're able to sell homegrown talent and academy graduate, that is banked as pure profit from an accounting point of view. So that would allow Chelsea to balance their books and potentially try and sign some players to fit in with what Enzo Maresca's style of football is going to be next season, which is a slightly different style from what we had under Mauricio Pochettino. And as I mentioned before, this is the last big window. Conor Gallagher, 1 year left in his contract, where they can make serious money from him. So for Chelsea, if he's not going to extend his contract, this would be the window where they're trying to capitalise as much profit as possible. But I'm not sure they necessarily want to sell to their near rivals Tottenham or Aston Villa, who are making huge strides in the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, he captained the side on many occasions last year. He's a key player among a lot of big money signings. And the feeling amongst the Chelsea supporters is very antagonistic towards the selling of him. The ramifications of it and the disruption that would cause between the fans and the owners could be huge, couldn't it?
Absolutely, because you need to consider the fact that Chelsea spent more than £100 million on two separate midfielders in the form of Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo. But it was Conor Gallagher in that midfield who was the shining light. And we can see his stats last season, ever-present, played in 37 of their Premier League matches, so the most when it comes to their minutes. But crucially, offering that threat going forward with 5 goals, 7 assists, ranked him second when it comes to Chelsea players last season, creating chances going forward. Then you look at the bottom of the screen there, tackles and interceptions. So a huge part of Chelsea's play defensively and trying to win the ball hard at the pitch. You can understand why Chelsea fans do not want to let this player go. There will be an outcry if he departs this summer. But from an accounting point of view, Chelsea will see him as one of the players they can make pure profit on this summer. So the likes of Conor Gallagher, Trevor Chalobah, Jan Madsen are players who it's more advantageous for Chelsea to sell this summer compared to some of the players they've signed the last couple of years that they may not want to offload now. They sign for huge fees now on lengthy contracts. Yeah,
and the argument from the fans would be, you know, you shouldn't have wasted the money on some other players, I guess. But there you go, that's been done. James, thank you very much indeed.